there's a fellow on here who keeps comparing indentured servitude to chattel slavery, as if they are even remotely comparable.
Slavery exists on a spectrum of suffering. Let's say at one end you have maximum suffering, like think of the ancient Egyptians building the pyramids, think of the transatlantic slave trade involving chattel slavery of people from the continent of Africa. Now, if you go right down to the other end of the scale, you get to stuff like wage slavery that is still on the edge of being recognised by the Court of Human Rights as slavery. In this modern day, 50 million people on planet Earth live in slavery conditions according to the Court of Human Rights. Almost all of those 50 million would not have been considered slaves by, for instance, the 19th century British Empire. When the British Empire banned slavery, they banned the section that included chattel slavery. They did not ban all of the regions that we contemporary people would consider illegal under anti-slavery laws. Debt bondage, servitude, impressment, and all of the variety of different indenture. Indenture just means a contract. All of the different contracts that would be considered slavery nowadays. Now, let's take Ireland off the table. English, Welsh and Scottish working class people suffered under conditions that would be considered illegal under anti-slavery human rights, legislation. None of those people, including Ireland, ever experienced what's known as chattel slavery, the little portion of extremely violent and brutal dehumanising slavery that was experienced by Africans being brought across. In every single video that I have made on this topic, I have been at pains to highlight that factor. So it's either ignorant or malicious of anyone to claim otherwise. Now, if you want to say that all of these things that you are collectively calling indentured servitude, which is not the correct way to look at it, it's far more nuanced than that. If you want to say that none of that counts as slavery, you're telling 50 million people who live in the contemporary world that your definition of slavery is in line with the British Empire's 19th century definition. You don't really want to be that person. I think I've cleared up, to anyone who's rational, what my arguments have been. But to be honest, you could go back and look at the 5, 6, 7 videos that you alluded to, clearly without actually listening to or watching, and sort of insinuated that maybe I'm a Holocaust denier. Let's leave it at that. Peace. I'm not looking to start fights with anyone. Happy New Year.